Hi guys, welcome back for another Matchbox Garage video. This is Rob, and today I shall be attempting to take one of these Lotus Europas from shabby to shiny. Awkward looking car, but it's a Lotus and it is cool. Now I've got three of these little cars. The first one, as you can see, missing a door, and the other side is caved in. It's missing the piece to hold the doors, and it's also got a damaged tow hook. Not that I'd have kept it on the car anyway. As you can see, the other one has got a tow hook in place. Now there is slight difference in these cars. Some of the let's first of all, Matchbox Series number 5 Lotus Europa, made in England 1969. Now between these two cars there are a couple of small differences. Well, one, obviously this one's got a broken glass and it's got a slightly caved in roof, but I believe this one is the earlier car, currently now in black, but as you can see it was in blue, the pink being a year or two later. And there are some differences in the base and in the wheels. The wheels on the later cars are wider, and also there's some just minor differences on the base, like the checkerboarding look looks slightly different, etc. This is a third car that I have in pretty good condition, a black one with two working doors and a clean interior, and a JPS sticker on the front. I don't know whether this was some kind of special edition because I didn't see it on the information page online. So obviously we start off by taking down the rivets on both the two donor cars, with the standard fashion there. And this car, like I say, it's got a crushed roof, and part of the glass is still in place. Of course it must have been smashed when it was played with, but this one has good doors, a good base and good wheels, whereas this car has got obviously the top's in good condition, but it's missing a door, and it's a later casting, so you can see one of the A pillars there compared to that where that's crushed into. So the difference here, you can see in the font looks slightly different. Certainly you can notice the difference in the width of the wheels. So I wanted to go with the older base and the older wheels. Just some little minor differences there. And you can see the difference in the plastic piece kind of retaining the wheels in position too. But we'll go with the older base. We'll go with the newer kind of casting, the new the pink car. The interiors are identical, and both of the tow hooks were coming off anyway, so I've got no fear by taking one of those off. The one pink door, and thankfully a good clean bit of glass. So we're going to use, like I say, the pink car for this restoration. Two teaspoons of caustic soda. And how long has it been? 15, 20 seconds. You can see the water turning pink and the paint already lifting off of the casting. Makes quick work of paint removal, this stuff, but it is dangerous. So after rinsing off the caustic soda, it's taken off probably 95% of the paint. What is here I could probably scrape off with my fingernails, so there's no real concern there. So although this is the pink car, we're using the donor doors from the black car, which used to be a blue car. Obviously someone else has painted it black over the years. So there's a bit of a mishmash of cars to create one. But after a couple of minutes with the wire tool on my fake Dremel and going over it with a bit of wire wool, casting looks good as new. So because it's got opening doors, I start by spraying a little bit of paint within the door shuts and also trying to grab the tops and the ends and the underneath of the actual doors itself. And then after I've kind of managed to hit everything, put it aside to dry, close the doors, and then cover the whole car in paint thereafter. Pretty much how your full size car is painted. Now I've gone with a different paint for this one, using this paint. I must admit, it's the second time I've used it. The first time I used it was on the Lincoln. I didn't really like it, but this, I thought I'd give the Vallejo model air paints another go. This time thinned it, I believe, correctly. I'm not really sold on these paints, to be fair. Much prefer the Tamiya ones. Has a much glossier finish. So similar fashion to the primer, I just go over with the yellow paint into all the door shuts, etc. Leave it to dry, close the doors up, and then cover the rest of the body in 4 to 5 coats. So with that to one side, we'll start working on the interior. Now all I did was, from white, I just went straight to black with this black paint pen. I think it came out pretty good. And then pushing that to one side, I have used a bit of soapy water just to clean up the actual glass. And we'll give this now a little dip in the Pledge Revive It. I spilled a bit there. I was quite upset. I don't wish to waste a drop of this stuff. And whatever I don't use in that pot there, I pour back into the bottle. Hopefully it should last me some time. So covering the glass and then tapping off any excess pledge. noticed that there was a pubic hair in the glass, so I'm not sure whose that was. Shiny, shiny. Put that to one side to dry. And then a simple go over with the wire brush there. And then with the chrome pen, just hit up the wheels. And considering you couldn't hardly see any of the chrome before, come out pretty good. So now that the casting is finished, I've added a couple of little details. You've got the front number plate there, front headlights, kind of a couple of other little details. The glass has dried nicely, even though my hands appear sticky. Actually, you'll see a slightly different angle because I've had a bit of a change around, a bit of a tidy up on my desk, which was well needed. So there's the spare car now. I'll keep it, because you never know if and when I have to do another one of these, and it could yield some parts for another. Getting the glass in was a bit tricky for this one. There weren't much space, so but eventually got it in there. Same again with the interior. Now, I think because these cars were from different years, they weren't exact. They were 99.9%, but I found that the base, when I switched the bases, they just didn't fit 100%. They needed to be forced to fit. As you can see here, just trying to force it down over the post. Now when I switch the bases, they fit perfectly and they just clip on, not a problem, lovely jubbly. So they just needed to be a slight bit of persuasion when we're switching out the older base to the slightly newer actual body itself. So there it goes on, and I can finally put the screws in place. So as a reminder of what two cars we started out with and the result. I like this little car. I think the yellow suits it perfectly. I'd done a bit of a Google of the Lotus Europe, or Lotus Europa rather, and a lot of them come up as yellow. And I remember seeing one of these as a kid in yellow, so I felt that, you know, I could have had the pink or the black or the pink, or the blue even, but the yellow's good. But anyway guys, thanks again for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.